The deputy chief in charge of this second alarm fire. Chief, could you tell us what the conditions were upon your arrival at this fire?
When I arrived, the right side of the building was an exposure hazard, and my first opportunity, I wanted to get more heavy streams in here, and I got a 28 engine in, and the snorkel showed up. I had called them over the air, but their travel to the fire was along McCarter Highway here, so they were in a good position. And I had 5 engine in the meantime. They rolled in, they wanted some water, so I had told them to take the hydrant up the street and to stand by in case we needed additional heavy streams. Just the right side was our most severe exposure because I had a report of some chemical drums stored in the vicinity.
Okay, the right building that the chief is referring to is the Rapid Manufacturing Company, which apparently makes plastic products. Okay, Chief, your actions after the arrival of the second alarm companies, how did you use these pieces of equipment?
Well, as soon as I could get my heavy streams in operation in the front of the building, I made a move to the side and the rear, and I had companies on the side and the other abandoned structure, 3-story stucco. Companies were in there on each floor, and we had a little fire in the loft area. And in the rear, it was pretty good in the exposed building. In the fire building, we had fire showing on the first, second, and third floor. So we just more or less maneuvered the lines in better positions. We had them on a 1-story rooftop, and then I got them into the rear yard, and we were able to cope with it that way.
Okay, so you would say that your major problem in this incident was not the fire building itself, which was abandoned, but the exposure hazards which lie around it?
Yes, that's true, yes. The exposure hazard, because the building, the way I saw it, the building was gone, and the best thing we could do was surround it and cover our exposures.
Okay, Chief, were there any problems outside of the firefighting realm that occurred at this fire?
Well, initially we have overhead wires, as you can see, transformers, etc., right in our way of access to the fire building. We had to be very careful there. I called for public service electric and gas to be on standby in case we needed them. But as it worked out, the streams tried to avoid the heavy wires, and that way everything worked out pretty well. We pushed the fire right back into the building.
Okay, Chief, McCarter Highway is a fairly busy road. Did you have any problem with traffic in the area? What was the stage of control of traffic?
We had a very serious problem initially. My driver pulled up and blocked off the intersection. As you can see, we diverted the traffic down to the next street there to clear this.
The interview will be with firefighter John Spada, the acting captain of Engine Company 28. Firefighter Spada, how were you due on this alarm?
We were third due on a signal 10. And we were told by the deputy chief to take the hydrant down here, stretch up 2 feet lines to the fire.
Okay, how many lines? 2 from the hydrant, how many lengths?
2 lines, approximately 3 to 4 lengths. 4 lengths, I imagine.
Okay. Now, when you arrived in front of the fire building, how did you use the water that you had?
Well, one line initially we used into the deck gun. First we used our tank, and the other line in turn we went around the apparatus to the other side, which we then fed the deck gun with a master stream.
Okay, did you use any hand lines at this fire?
No, initially no. We helped engine 4, which was on the side of the building, with a 2.5 for a while, and then we were told to concentrate on the master stream.
Okay, thank you very much, firefighter.
Right, thank you.
Now interview Captain McGee from Engine Company 15 and Captain Critchley from Truck Company number 7. Gentlemen, how were you due on this alarm? Captain McGee?
I was first due on the signal 10.
Captain Critchley?
First due on the signal 10 also.
Okay. Captain McGee, upon arrival, what conditions did you find and what did you do?
A heavy fire condition. 4 engine was dropping a line off at the hydrant on the corner of Mount Pleasant and 4th Avenue. We proceeded to pump that hydrant for that line and stretched our own engine 3/4 line up to the top floor of the exposed building, which was beginning to be involved at the time.
Okay, Captain Critchley, your operations at this fire?
Well, on arrival, we knew we had an overhead wire problem coming in, so we parked on the south side of the building, raised the aerial. Up to the 3rd floor on the vacant building, the exposed building, checked for extension. Found none at that time. Up to the roof, opened the roof. The heavy smoke condition on the cock-off area that had to be ventilated. The problem up there was heavy screening and cement base on top of the clapboard. Working on that until we could ventilate it, and worked lines down with the
7-engine, 15-engine on the second and third floor.
Okay, did you encounter any unusual problems in this fire with water? You had mentioned the wires, or anything like this?
Yeah, well, the only thing I was aware of was that on this side of the building you have an overhead wire problem to try to raise your area, rather than having selected to go onto the south side of the building.
Captain McGee?
All engine operations seemed to work textbook-wise at this fire. Everything came out good.
Okay, thank you, gentlemen.
Okay.
Hold it. I'm not giving ad.
Engine 5, acting Captain Aquino, right here.
Okay. You say when? I'm here interviewing acting Captain John Aquino, Engine 5, Newark Fire Department. I'm supposed to do this in Spanish?
Spanish.
Okay. ¿Qué dificultades encontraste cuando llegaste aquí en el fuego este?
Cuando entramos en el fuego, entramos por la puerta de adelante. Vaya. Entonces subimos para el segundo piso.
El segundo piso.
Donde el jefe nos dijo que pagara todo el fuego que había allá arriba.
Con una línea de...
Con una línea y media. Dos líneas. Dos líneas de
pulgada y media.
Right.
Okay.
Pagamos el fuego, íbamos a subir al tercer piso, pero el jefe dijo que estaba, ¿cómo se dice en español?
Okay.
Hot off, examine the building,